Alright, how's it going, Stopde Nation? So we are back from our vacation in Nova Scotia and PEI. Had an awesome time. Here's a picture of me staring out at the sunset on the last night. It was really awesome. Really enjoyed visiting Atlantic Canada. But we are back now. We got some more things going on. I'll do a bit of maybe like a vlog of that if you want to see it. Let me know of the trip. Of course, us jumping in the ocean with all the jellyfish and everything like that. But for today, we told you in the last video that what I wanted to do, I wanted to, I guess, in a way, free to play, you know, go for this grind out 25 actually. I ended up going more than 25 of these verse attack packs to see what kind of things we can get inside these packs from the verse attack mode for this new promo for the Bastille Day. So we're gonna open them up, we're gonna see what we get out of there, and then at the end though, I want to do something. I want to have a little bit of a very open, honest discussion about verse attack mode, and I really want your input with this, so make sure you sit back, watch this thing, watch it till then. I'm going to do something a little bit different too. I'm going to put in the comments different things I talked about in this video, and I want you to smash the like on those comments if you agree, if you want to see that change, if it's something you agree with in there as well. Also, if you're going through, you see a comment that you enjoy as well, make sure to hit that like button on that comment as well. Help you know, show the support of it, because I'm going to take a lot of this stuff, I'm going to pass it on to the developers and see if we can really make this verse attack even better with it, because I think that there's a lot of things. I don't hate verse attack. I posted this yesterday on Twitter. I was pretty frustrated. I wanted to quit it. Today I was like one win away from making it a legendary 1, and then now I'm back down like 2 losses and I lost a bunch. So there's a lot of frustrating things about verse attack. I get it. I've been there, the counter glitch, all of those things. But all in all, I think that there's a lot of potential in the mode, but there's some things we can do to actually make this mode like really good. So we're going to talk about that at the end. But first, let's get into the fun stuff. Let's open up some packs, because I know a lot of you are just here to see us open up packs, so we're going to do that first. Back with the green screen in the background, and our first pack gets us the silver token. So we also have a bunch of these Coca-Cola packs. Every single time we're gonna have to scroll through the Coca-Cola pack. I feel like I should be getting like a promotion for that, but anyways, here we go. Next one up, victory token, and the 4th of July, 14th of July, I'm sorry, I got my ones confused. I apologize about that. Here we go, next victory token. Can we get elite? I've seen some people actually get the elite ones out of this, which would be huge. So far we have no elites, but you do need 25. So you get 25 victory tokens, victory wins for the verse attack. You're guaranteed to get a player. There it is. All right, so it took 3. It took 3, and we got 1 elite token. So it'll be interesting to see out of 25 wins how many players we can get, if we can actually get somebody above an 84 player, because so far we haven't got so much luck with that. As we go through another one, I think maybe what I may end up doing, though, because there's not a whole lot going on when we open these packs, is, you know, fast forward maybe through some of these things as we go on to our verse attack mode. So as we open up these more of these victory token packs, seeing what other kind of luck we can get. Can we get another elite? 0 elites now out of that. So 1 elite in total from there, but we're just looking for that player. So really, at the end of the day, we're going to pull the player. We know that. You can also get 3 tokens out of these ones. You can get a token that goes towards the Retro Stars program as well, which is pretty cool. So yeah, the things, I'm going to start to talk about one thing actually with first stack, because this is a great time to start talking about it now while we're on it. This is not what I want to open up. So the one thing I wanted to say, the one thing that was really frustrating, I know, to me and to a lot of people, is some of these different, you know, glitches and stuff that are going on with the game. But you got to know, these things are being looked at. I'm passing it on. They're saying they're looking into these things, and though with some of the updates, some of the things kind of seem like they're going backwards a bit, a lot of things are also going forwards. So always remember with this, it is a new program, and I know that it's still frustrating. It doesn't help when you lose matches, you know, due to the counter glitch, where you go. So if you don't know what the counter glitch is, you go in, you pick your formation, you change your formation off the counter tactic, but it doesn't change it. It just stays on the same, and you end up, you know, you have no chance of winning basically when you're in a counter formation, especially in some of the higher divisions. But some of the things with it, you know, they're looking into these things. But if you have any of these things, you have any, you know, hey, this happened to me, this glitch happened to me, tag me on Twitter, preferably with a video or a picture, and I will pass it on. I'll show them, because, you know, being able to see it in action is a really valuable thing for them to be able to help and fix it. So make sure you send that to me if you have that as well. But yeah, so that was one for me, was the counter one. It happened a few times to me, pretty frustrating with it, but we do, 3 right here, there you go, Easter. But we do know that it's going to, they're going to give us some, you know, that they're looking into these things. They're looking into a lot of these things, which is awesome to see, and some of the things have helped. Some of the things with these glitches have gone kind of backwards. You know, you're getting great chances, free kicks, stuff like that, but it's a work in progress, and the best way we can make this better is to keep giving that feedback, keep saying, hey, this isn't working, my players are standing away again. That is annoying me right now. My players are just blocking all my shots. They're blocking my shots more than the other team's defenders. Again, pass that on. They're going to look at that. But if you have, you know, anything that you can share with that, obviously make sure to tag that to me at Stopde_official on Twitter. And I can be that bridge for you guys to help get that passed on to the people that can make a difference with it. Because I can't do a whole lot of the change of coding, but I sure can be like, hey, fix this, please fix this, we need this fixed. But anyways, as we move towards the victory token, only one elite token so far in this one, but we do have about 7 packs to go. Some of the other things I do want to talk about after this, after we're done opening up all of these packs, is the overall, you know, the differences in overalls, the fans, the way the matchmaking and stuff that takes place. Some of my thoughts on this, and you may disagree. That's the thing. I totally respect that. You can disagree with my opinion. It is my opinion, and that's the value of it. Everybody can have their own opinion on it. You may agree with it. You may disagree with it. I'm going to try and give as much reasoning as I can why I believe that it is the way that, you know, why I think the way I do about it. But feel free to disagree with it. Feel free to let me know what you feel about it in the comments below as well. Let's get some really good discussion going about. But what I gotta say this, and I gotta say this every time because I really. This needs to be true. Gotta make it respectful, make it like actually, you know, constructive, because the only way to make this game better is to keep being constructive with it, keep building on these things, and keep giving them that feedback, and hopefully we'll make a difference. Because verse attack, it may be difficult to get through in a lot of the other things, but the one thing that I've noticed, and I hope you've noticed, the one thing that they're making so many changes on, the one thing that they're really responding to a lot of feedback, even though there's still some things wrong with it, is verse attack. There's always updates to verse attack. They're always changing verse attack, so the more feedback we can get, the closer we can get this to being a better mode. And so we're going to go into the plans. We're going to look at what we can get out of this player, out of this promo. So we got one of those elite tokens. We're going to go in and we're going to get our second elite token, and we're going to find our first elite player. And all our players, we have enough to finish off our Bastille player. We're hoping for the 97 overall keeper. Can we get him? No, we cannot. An 84 overall. All that work for another 84 overall, which is unfortunate. Is auctionable, but I'm not thinking that these players go for a huge amount just because of their lower overall. So, look, it took about 3 hours, I think, to try and get that player, to try and get us an elite player. But the one thing I like about it is that still, while I'm doing that, I'm leveling up and doing all of these things. So it's kind of like an extra sort of bonus on there. So I like the direction we're going with adding these promos on. I would like to see these players maybe not so low in overall, given how late it is in the season. Like an 84 player doesn't really have a place on a lot of people's teams unless you're kind of new to the game, stuff like that. But it would be nice if we started maybe at like 88, you know, 90, something like that. But hey, you know what? It's a start. I really do enjoy that they went with this program and allowed another way for us to use the verse attack tokens. But anyways, let's get into it. Let's start talking about this verse attack. Alright, so we got through all the fun stuff. We opened some packs. We got some pretty awful pulls. I'm hoping that's just my luck, because so far I haven't pulled like anybody above an 86 overall in any of these packs. Maybe I've seen some posts of people getting the, you know, the 96s and stuff like that. So I'm hoping your luck is better. But let's get to the point of this. This is where I want to give my really sort of honest opinion on some of these things verse attack mode related. Because as I said before, I don't hate verse attack mode. It frustrates me, but part of that frustration is kind of, in a way, a good thing. You know, it's like I go in, I play verse attack mode, and I hate it. It makes me want to smash my phone, but it also makes me want to keep playing. Whereas like in League versus League, I can't even play League versus League anymore. My league hates me for it, but I don't play League versus League anymore because it's boring. You go in, you score 30 plus goals a game, and your new thing is like, how many goals can I score? Which is fun for a while, but then eventually it gets boring. So the thing I like about the verse attack mode over the attack mode is it does at least give you that sort of, you know, that longevity longevity, that ability to kind of keep playing, keep coming back, and as much as you struggle to move up in the division, it's still fun. And I realize you say, well, you're 107 overall, of course you're going to leg versus stack, but you have high overall, but I still go up against 100, I went up against 112 overall earlier, still getting counters, still getting things again, so it's kind of similar in the way up as you go. You end up hitting that point where you're going against these people that are like way higher than you in overall, no matter kind of what you have in this game. But I want to look at some of the big things with this, and I want to look at three major things. And the first thing I want to look at, I want to talk about the glitches, and all of those things. And again, just to say, like, if you got any, make sure you send them my way, so we can look at them. I also want to talk about the way that the matchmaking works, because I have some concerns with it, and I have some things that I do agree with the matchmaking. So I want to talk about that. Last thing I want to talk about is the need for a new mode in addition to verse attack. So the first thing, you know, the glitches, all these things that are going wrong with the game or whatever, you know, you go in, network timeouts, those kind of things. I wanted to focus on a few of them, especially the counter glitch, because I found out earlier today, actually, that the counter glitch, you can avoid the counter glitch happening if you don't hit the ready to play button. So if you're like, oh man, it keeps happening to me, try that, see if it works for you. Hopefully it'll work to not get the counter glitch. The other one, the network timeouts, times where it like spins forever and waits forever, sometimes just waiting it out works for you. I know sometimes it takes like a good 30 seconds for the game to finish, but it eventually finishes. And then the stuff with you know, going after, like I had this happen to me 3 times yesterday. I'd be like winning 6-4, and then in the end it'd be 7-6, even though the game was already over. I passed that on and said, you really need to look into this because this is super frustrating. But it's probably a delay in the fact that, you know, I finished before them, they finish after. I'm guessing it's not because they found some way to score additional goals. I'm hoping that people wouldn't take advantage of it that way. But in any event, I pass it on. If you have video footage, if you have anything you can share with that, though, make sure to send that to me at Stopde_official as well, and I'll pass it on, kind of say, hey, this happened. It's not just to me, because it could just be me, but I know that a lot of people kind of share similar things with that. So with all these counters, all these glitches, all these things that are going on in the game, make sure to share them with me. That's basically what I got to say about that. Let's talk about this fan making system. So first off, I do agree that you should base the matches off of fans and not overall. Because first of all, I want that ability. The one match I'm going against someone who's 112 overall, the next match I'm going against someone who's like a, you know, 100 overall, whatever it is. I don't mind that because you're building up. It's supposed to be a competitive mode, and that is part of the problem, is that there is no non-competitive mode. I'm going to talk about it at the end, but that's the one thing that it does need, is it needs this mode that's not competitive, not going for, you know, because it's basically a console game without that additional console piece of offline play or play a friend or anything like that. So I do like that, but the downside with this, and what I really don't like about this, is like, so, you know, earlier today I was playing a verse attack match, and I went up against someone who's 112 overall. I'm 107 overall, so I didn't win. It was like 7-4 or something like that, but they had 30,000 fans less than me, so I lost 8,000 fans, losing to a team that was a higher overall, which was super frustrating to me, because I feel like, yes, I'm okay with being matched with people that have different fans for me, who are, you know, or who are closer in fans to me but have a different overall than I do. But I don't think that the fans that you win and lose should be tied to it. That's my personal opinion on it. I think that you need to tie it to something else, like either, and I don't know if you should tie it to overall either, because that's not really, I don't know, to me that doesn't really showcase, okay, like, hey, maybe you had a bad game, something happened, you know, the chances didn't line up or whatever. But I think maybe, you know, tie it to the goals, tie it to something that's consistent with either way. You know, maybe make a little bit more than this, because that's what I'm finding is I'm going against all these matches. I made it all the way 1 match away, and now I'm back down like, you know, 4 matches away from winning because I lost to a couple 112 overall teams, or matches where, you know, things didn't work, things went wrong. And that's part of it too, with all of these different you know, bugs that are happening in the game. When that happens, it gets super frustrating. So some way of like making it not such a big punishment for losing would be, in my opinion, a way to really make verse attack better. So, you know, close that gap of like how much you lose when you lose, and don't make it based on the fact that, hey, if I have 900,000 fans and for some reason you match me up with someone that's 800,000 fans and they happen to win, don't let me lose like 12,000 fans. I don't really think that's fair to the person who's got more fans. And then, you know, the other way too, you're like way lower than them, you know, you may get this opportunity to win a bunch, but in a lot of those cases, if you're playing someone that's got 100,000 fans more, a lot of times I thought I'm no match for them. So, you know, it could go either way, but definitely when it's close in fans, you know, it feels a bit more fair. Okay, I win what I win, I lose what I lose. So that'd be my suggestion on that. If you have a suggestion on that, because the problem is, And I'm going to point to this. I know a lot of people are like, well, base it on overall. Only let me play the same people to overall. Here's what's going to happen. I can tell you what's going to happen because I've seen it happen in Madden and NBA, all these things. What people do instead is they say, hey, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make my starting 11 a 56 overall, and then I'm going to go in and I'm going to change it to another formation that's 100 overall, and I'm going to be matched up with a whole bunch of people that are 70 overall and destroy them. People will take advantage of an overall-based system. That's the unfortunate part, but it's the unfortunate truth, is people can easily take advantage of an overall-based system where they can't as much with a fan-based system. So basing it on fans is in my opinion, the best way to do it, but it's got to have a switch. It's got to have a change in the way you distribute fans for wins, losses, ties, and stuff like that. That is my biggest issue with the way the matchmaking works, is the fans need to be a bit more aligned either with, you know, the end score, the goals scored, stuff like that. The other thing I want to look at with there, so is this idea of competitive and non-competitive, because yes, you know, having a high overall, awesome, whatever, build up, but there needs to be something else, because you know it's a team building game. You want to build up the highest overall, that's part of it. They should play a bit better. So, you know, when you have a higher overall and stuff like that. But if you're going into this match and you only have this competitive mode, there's no player friend, nothing like that, you're just basically going up and going down and going up and going down, and you never really go anywhere. You slowly maybe move up divisions, but it's pretty frustrating along the way. So having kind of like an offline match, a draft champions, some kind of like mode where you can actually play and not just be playing as people, try and make it to FIFA champion every single time, would in my opinion change a lot of things and make it a little bit less frustrating for there. Because you could have, hey, here's my non-competitive way where I could play, you know, just for fun, win some matches against friends, those kind of things. And hopefully this will be something that's coming in the future. You know, this seems like if VersaTac works out, they'll add and play a friend and stuff like that. But that's why we really got to make sure that VersaTac goes well. The other thing, looking at the difference in overall and how it affects the actual gameplay. This is one where even as a high overall, I would really much rather see that the overall players just play better, and it's so tough. It's one of those ones where it's okay, well, I'll have a higher overall, you know, they should play better, they should get better chances, those kind of things, that's how it would work, but I think it's too much. I don't think that the counter should really be that issue of a counter. If you get countered, you know, maybe both of us should get countered the same amount of time. If I have, you know, 110 overall, or 107 overall, you have 100 overall, I feel like my players should play better because they're higher overall players than the 100 overall team, but I don't think I should necessarily get better chances. I like the idea where, you know, there's maybe a difference of, you know, 3 or 4% in the great chances, something like that, and then on the counter end, you know, get it. Or, and this could work out, and this actually might not be bad, is do that. Give the person, you know, good counters, or give me, you know, more counter plays, but don't give the person 50% great chances that they're basically going to score every time on, and give me counters. You're basically double punishing me, and the overall is triple punishing me. I've gone through, I've played with bronze teams, I've played with, it is impossible. It is virtually impossible to win with a team that has a difference of, you know, 20 overall, whatever. So then, and because there's no fun mode to just kind of play with theme stuff like that, there's no option for that unless you want to lose a bunch of fans and have to grind your way right back up to it. So having some way to sort of make that better, mix that out, that in my opinion would really help out. Hey, so you know, okay, hey, here's, you play this match, and there's a difference of 10 overall. Well, maybe they have, you know, the same amount of counter chances, but their players just play a little bit better. You know, it's harder to get past them. Because I like that. I like that challenge of, hey, I'm going against a really good keeper, I'm going against a really player, I gotta play a lot better. But if I also have to take on the extra chances and those kind of things, that really hurts. Especially when they have 30,000 less fans than me, and I know that if I lose this match, I'm losing 8,000 plus fans. So these are some of the things that I sort of really, you know, feel like could be improved with the VersaTac. The first thing, it gotta add a second mode of non-competitive play. That would be a game changer. That would be the biggest game changer in my opinion. I'm gonna put that in the comments. Like that if you agree that that should be something that changes. The other thing that I think needs to change is it needs to be a bit more close-knit in the way that different things are set up. So if I'm going and I have a whole bunch of great chances, you know, I have a 107 overall team, it should be a little bit more close in the amount of chances we get, maybe the amount of counters. Maybe I have a 10 plus 10 overall difference in my favor, but I still get a counter. But my counter is a bit, you know, it's not quite as like open-ended. It's not like already they're, you know, about to score the goal kind of thing. Maybe they have to start at half and I have to stop them from there. Oh, that reminds me. And this one, I hope this glitch gets fixed fast. But it takes, does anyone else find that it takes like an hour for the other team to clear the ball and actually start the next possession? Because I've been finding a lot lately, they'll just play around with it, pass it out, and I'll somehow get possession back at half, and then I have to keep going and playing. It takes a good 30 seconds for me to actually get the ball back in the net. Just end the play a little bit sooner. That's one thing that I really hope gets changed. But anyways, those are some of my thoughts on this. Those are some of my suggestions, my ideas of maybe ways to make first attack mode better. But I want to hear from you. I want to hear in the comments below. If you agree with any of these things, make sure to let me know. You know, because this could just be me. This could just be my opinion on these things. But you know, I've been playing this game for a long time. I hope that I have a very good understanding, sort of what makes it. But you know, everybody's got their own experience with the game, and I want to hear from you. Like it, love it, hate it, whatever it is. Give me that constructive feedback. Like any comments that you agree with. If you say, hey, I agree with what that person says, like that, show it that support, and I'm going to go through these comments and I'm going to see, hey, this is kind of what we have. This is the ways we can, as a community, make verse attack better, because I think that we can. I think that we can make verse attack better. It's there. But we gotta work together. We gotta stick together, and we gotta say, this is what we want. This is what we need. This is what has to happen to make verse attack mode the best mode that it can be. And all we can do is keep giving that feedback and keep pushing for it and keep asking for it and keep pushing for it. And I'm going to keep pushing on it. I'm going to keep asking. I'm going to keep working on it to get what we need to see. But we got to be united in it. We got to show, okay, here it is. Because, you know, but there's some things that we can't do. There's some things we can do. You know, just because you want to be, everyone wants to be FIFA champion, we can't all be FIFA champion. And you know, otherwise it'd be boring after a little while. So there's some things that maybe, you know, aren't the best strategies, but then there's some things that actually really could help out and would be a big boost for that. So put some thought into it, yeah, thank you for checking this out. Thank you for stopping by. It's been a pleasure as always. Stopde, out.